Hello, 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 hello.
Inequality, corruption, someone has to stop.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? Um, so, there are some things I would like to talk about today, and I don't know, even do this. I didn't even know how to start the video and all that. I know how unprofessional I am. This one's gonna be kind of like how I make my own videos. I'm gonna do some light edits in this video, but not too crazy. I think I just wanted to talk about some things about what's going on. Well, first I'm gonna just list the things. What's going on? What's the when is the next Smite lore series? And what's my future plans and all that. Alright, so first off, December's fucking crazy. So you got Christmas, you got people like, hey, you buy this, buy that, or get Christmas presents, blah blah blah. Which is great. It's great when you have a small family. When you have a big family, it gets fucking expensive. Oh man, you gotta love family, right? And I'm not like complaining about it, this whole thing. It's more of the fact like how do I say this? Like, I want to have more time to make videos. I feel like I'm always out of time. It feels like I'm always in a rush, or like something happens, or they're like, hey, you've been sitting in your apartment, making videos all day. You should go outside. Like, I get though that they're concerned about my health and all that, but it's just, I wish I had more time. and that's why I'm making this video and not the Smite lore video. The Smite lore video has two things that I'm not ready to share. And I don't think the Smite lore video is going to be a weekly thing. I think this is going to be like whenever it comes out, But I'm still going to do Smite weekly. Like, don't worry about that. And my Cyberpunk's going to be daily, of course. So, it's just that I feel like I have not enough time right now. And then watch, when it hits 2024, and then next month, I actually will be settled. Like, because it's just like holiday after holiday after holiday, and then it's like family, and then it's like, you gotta do this, gotta do that, you gotta prep, gotta go do this, you gotta go set up the tree, you gotta blah blah. and then when January hits, or February, it calms down. It calms the fuck down. So holiday season's kind of like screwing me over. I'm not complaining too much. It's just, again, I just want to have a chance to just be alone, right? Be alone and then just make videos and just get it all out, like just keep popping them off, because I feel like right now I'm falling behind, and it's not just family, but it's like also friends, because my friends are like, hey, you gotta go get this, hey, you wanna go play this, yeah, you wanna do this, and then you get your other friends like, hey man, we haven't hang out for a while, you wanna hang out? And then you can't say no, because then you just ruin the friendship, and then they're just be gone forever. Especially when you're like older now, that people kind of do their own thing, so it's harder to like, I'm talking about as like an adult, it's harder to like keep your friends around, because they kind of do their own thing, start a family or whatever. For me, I don't think I'm gonna ever start a family or get into that topic of why I don't want to have a family and all that. It's nothing like I'm unattractive or anything like that. It's just I don't think me personally will be a good parent. Like, I'm not saying like I'm gonna like abuse them or anything dramatic like that. It's just I feel like I have so many of my own issues that I don't want that to be carried down to what my children are gonna be, and then that could be a factor. And also, how the cost of living just keeps going up and up, and I was like, why would I, have a kid just so they can live like the way that I am living in an apartment? Like, come on, like people back then were buying houses left and right, and now it feels like all you can get afford is just an apartment. And it just kind of sucks. I don't know. Anyways, that's really off topic. So Smite and Smite lore series. Yeah, I will continue to Smite, and I'll continue playing Smite because Smite is one of my favorite games. I mean, shit, dude. I spent almost 10 years just non-stop playing Smite. So I don't think I'm gonna stop. And plus, if you ever seen my profile, or if you ever looked my gamer tag up, Exifio on Smite Guru, you can see that I spent so much time in this game, and there's a lot. I spent a lot of money in this game, and you can say that I wasn't ashamed at first, like realizing that, but I kind of just grew with it. It was just kind of like my thing. Was I intentionally gonna do this and like through my life? Probably not, but it just happened, and I don't regret my decisions because that was the younger me. The older me now is kind of like more wiser now. When I spend as much money as I did before, no. I think the most I spend on Smite now per year is like $100 or $200. Like, I know you're like, wow, $200 really? Like, it's more like like a month or something. Sometimes I'll have a cool skin, and then you just like spend $20 without thinking it, but it adds up over time. So I know it says $200 is a lot because it is a lot, but if you break it down per month, it's not as expensive as you think it is, especially when you have like a steady money flow. My money flow right now is really low. But I'm already, committed to this, and I just really wanted to like make videos, and it's always been like my dream to do it, and I'm starting slowly. Like I barely made a PC. I barely even know how to make a PC, but I did it. Don't know what softwares to use, don't know what editing softwares I want to use. I mean, I still am looking for another one. And I don't want something that's gonna break the bank. And so right now I feel like I'm okay. And I could do like edits, or I could do a lot of editing, like my soul video, and do stuff like that. What else am I gonna say? Oh yeah, so right now I'm playing Amaterasu and Assault. Do not worry, this is not gonna be the Amaterasu actual game. Or if you wanted to Smite lore series about Ama, I will provide you that too. So this is not like the last time you're ever gonna see me play Ama. Again, with my Smite, I can make videos more like this and do the Smite lore series. It just depends on how much time I have. And you probably like, well, you have 24 hours a day, but it's more the fact like you have to get up, you have to like, still not be gross and not, like take care of yourself and not be a neckbeard kind of person. Like take showers and clean yourself. Also, like, you have to really go out and eat. Not out, like go out and eat, but you always have to cook or eat, of course. And that also takes time. And then another thing is you have to convey, or like you have to like just worry about life itself, because all of a sudden, let's say like you have a family member, like, hey, they just went to the hospital and you need to go over there. And then that also sets you back as well. So it's more like a lot of things in life will just sit me back. And I don't want to be set back too much that I'm falling behind my own, YouTube thing, because I think YouTube would be really cool for me. You know, like if I just get anything out, just make videos, and then just make, because the most I make per day is probably like I'll try to edit 2 to 3 videos a day. But also, that's like a good day. One of my like really bad days or whatever, I'll just have like one video and then like I'll rewatch it and then like I'm like, I don't know, I could have done something more. So then I'll scrap it. And I scrapped some videos, but not all of them. I've scrapped so much. Like not like as much as you think it is. Let's just say I will scrap like 1 or 2 sometimes, like per week. It's just like I'm not satisfied for it, and then I always have to have the factor like, how is the viewer or the audience is gonna see this? You know, like how are they perceive this? And if it's entertaining or is it just really bad or it just has a bad, video, then I'm probably not gonna upload it. I was kind of like debating if I wanted to even upload the channel update video, because one, I wasn't like doing anything. I was just on my desktop screen and talking about everything, and I was just like, that's really boring. Like, and then also, like, who the fuck cares? Is like the other factor. I wasn't thinking about it the other day, but it was just like, now rewatching it, I was like, dude, who the fuck cares? Especially when I'm like a small channel and I'm like, I have this like persona that, I know one of my videos is gonna pop off, and so I've always prepared myself as I'm talking to a larger audience, and it's a good thing, right? So because it's future proof, because it's say like I do pop off and people watch my older videos, it's more like a future proof kind of thing. But it's I like that approach compared to like me saying, hey, that one viewer that watches my videos, this is more directly talk to you. You know what I mean? And I don't know, man. I want to do so much with Smite and Cyberpunk and other games too. So it's my like I already went over the lore and all that. Also with Alma, the gameplay that I'm providing, I really like this skin. From Ruby, Blake Belladonna. I fucking love that character. I don't know. I like mostly all the characters in Ruby's TV show, or is it a TV show? Yeah. I think they're like more like episodes than a TV show, but I don't know. But I liked everything about it. I like all the characters. It's cool. And I should probably rewatch it because it's been a while since I've watched it, so I don't even know what's new anymore. I've just been so focused on making my own videos that I end up not watching TV or doing my own thing anymore. Because I used to watch TV shows and anime, documentaries, history. I know I'm a nerd, and I used to just watch History Channel, Discovery Channel. Even when I was growing up, I watched that stuff, just because I thought everything was so interesting. And then especially with history, just talking about ancestors and the struggles that they did, and how humankind came caveman to where we are today. It's a cool take, So I like that approach as well, and I've always just been interested in stuff like that. So that's why the whole the Smite War series was kind of based on that, and plus it increases my knowledge of each god and goddesses that I read about and all that, because it helps me understand things more, and that not just like in real life, but like in the game in Smite as well. Like you can see it, like the reason why they did this or the reason why they did that approach, blah blah blah. So kind of like my soul video. I didn't know why Soul was on fire all the time, and then they did that approach, like since there wasn't much information for Soul, that all it says was Moni and Soul were just beautiful beings, and that's why they were so beautiful that they were named after the sun and moon. And so when they made Soul and Smite, they added like their own lore, saying that Soul is still up in a chariot and she sends a spark or ember down to the battlefield. So it's like a clone of herself, but it's not really like a clone because she's an Garfield flame. So that's why in her character design, she's in Garfield flame. So that's why it's like those little details that I didn't know, and it's cool to think about. And I'm like, okay, so that makes sense why they did the approach that they did. It's those little things, and like if you read about abilities and the skins and stuff like that, some skins actually do correlate with lore. Most of them are just there for cosmetics. And but there is some skins, like some tier 2 skins, that are actually somewhat more accurate. I didn't know that, and it's just kind of cool just to have like more stuff that you like. Let's say like if you're really into Smite like I am, it's really cool to find little Easter eggs or just like little things that you didn't know, and then when you discover them, it's like a reward factor, and then it's like a topic that you can say to your friends and all that. You're like, hey, do you know that the Norse got the sun and the moon, and then were blah blah blah, and then the 24-hour cycle caused by school and Hati and blah blah. Like it's so, I don't know. I'm lost in words. Like it's but yeah, I would like to do a lot more with every video, and just like do as much as I can to make sure that one, the lore is actually accurate, because when I did my soul video and I was doing everything, and then I reread stuff and I was like, wait, that's actually not true. And so I had to rewrite everything, which took forever. So yeah, there is some factors, because when you look up stuff online, not all of it's just completely true. Like you gotta take it like a grain of salt, or what's the thing? Like a grain of rice. And always be optimistic and not just like, oh yeah, I looked it up on Google and Google says this, and so it must be true. It's like, not really. I don't know. It just seems like people are relying on a little bit too much on one source and not look at it as a broad of sources, and then you can make your own conclusion on how to perceive that kind of knowledge. And that's why I always want to try to make the videos as it is. And then kind of like going back to my Smite lore, that's why I go and explain to you guys not one build is gonna just instantly give you a pentakill, or it's gonna give you the win, because there's a lot of things that go in factor, and it's not just a one set stone and all that. And another thing I wanted to talk about is how meta is changing and all that stuff. With Smite, it's not a big issue, because there's so many varieties. Sorry, I got hiccups. There's so many varieties of gods that it doesn't really matter too much. But with other games, it just seems like all you see in certain games is like just meta and what's the best build and what's the best, because everybody wants to be the best. But if you really think about it, if everybody is the best, are they really the best of the best? You know, like there can only be, you know, number one in on top, or you know, in the Olympic Games, there's only one with the gold medal. It's not gonna be like, oh, high five everybody, everybody's the best. You know, that's just not how it is. And also, like, think of it like this: like, if everybody else has a gold bar, right? Is the gold really the best of the best anymore? Because you get the idea, because it will become a common, and you know, it will devalue what gold is. So just think of it like that. And I'm not saying like don't strive for being the best. Like, dude, it's a multiplayer game. Of course, it's gonna be competitive, and you want to get better. But keep it like, know your limitations and learn how to work around it. Because let's say like if you were born with just one arm, right? You learn your limitations and you can't use your left arm or your right arm, whatever arm that you're missing. But you know your weakness, but you also know your strength. Since you know you only have one arm, you can reach farther, or like you can do things that other people can't. Like, that's the kind of message I'm trying to get at, is like when I talk about my builds and all that, it's more like a suggestion. And plus, like, I always add it in my videos because I just want to get that message across, you know? Like, it's not like, oh, who asked? It's more in the factor, like, whoever wants to seek that kind of knowledge, it's there. And I would likely to provide it. And no, I'm not like an expert at builds in Smite. I just have so much knowledge. and plus, like, I see it so many times, even on YouTube. People just throw up a build. Like, I can easily throw the side of this build right now and just be like, yeah, this is the build, and I got 10 kills out of 6 right now, blah blah blah. And people like eat that up, because I think right now it's this different shift of people want like things fast, like access fast. They don't want to wait, they don't want to do their own research because they're busy, which is fine. And I get that idea, you know, because I used to be like an assistant manager, and I was always working full time, and I understand that you don't have the time to like research and anything. But I'm not just gonna go out of my way and be lazy, just throw you guys a build and then watch, like, did this exact build, get into a match full of like mages or stuff or whatever. The build's not gonna work. But you have to have that base knowledge of like how each build works into the game. That's why I provide my own build suggestions. And even when I do my build suggestions, I'm actually going to the training grounds and practicing each build. But then I go with my conclusions, right? Because I write everything down. And I'm like, okay, this works, this doesn't work, blah blah blah. This works with the god because of the ability and the kit that we have. You know, it doesn't like, everything has a meaning, and then so like I write everything down, and then I'm like, okay, this is what I found, this is what the build suggestions I, you know, convey, and what my theory is for the correct build, and what different situations that you're in will help you with that, with the matchup that you're in. Oh man, okay. So that's why I do build suggestions. I'm gonna, for my next Smite Lore series, I'm not gonna do the skins, like do the skin intake, because one, I was rewatching it and I'm like, dude, who the fuck cares what my favorite skins are, and why I like each one? Because one, nobody cares, and two, if I read the title, it says my lore series. I'm not talking about my skins. And I think that's why some people clicked off of it, because I seen that, and even though there's like a little message saying, "Hey, skip this part," you know, if you want. The reason why I wanted to put it in the front of the video and not the end of the video, because I feel like it wouldn't get that message across of the builds. So I'm gonna scrap the whole skin section and probably make a different video if you guys want to see kind of like that. Like make it like a tier list. I think that would have been better. But yeah, I'm gonna scrap the skin thing, and then I'm probably gonna talk about the abilities still, because some of them are part of the lore of the gods. Like some, like say like when you think of Thor with his hammer and like how he throws his hammer, it's part of Thor's lore because he throws a hammer. And like you know, you get the idea. That's why I put it in there. It's not like I just put it in there because it has no meaning, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know about these abilities. Also, just it's like a refresher for some people, because some people, they quickly read the ability. They're like, oh, what's this guy do? Pull it up, you're like, scram, like reading in their head, like, blah, 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 blah. Okay, yeah. And then they have that, you know, fast reaction of what, and have like that little bit of what it is, but they don't really go deeply into what it actually does. So like when I read it, and then they're like, oh, I must have missed that, or I must have overlooked that part, because let's say like for Thoth, right? I didn't know his passive actually had like built-in power. I thought it only gave him power, but I had that same idea because when I was playing the game and Thoth was just released, I was like, oh yeah, what's this supposed to do? Read really quick, and I'm like, okay. And then when you actually read it, it actually talks about how he gains pen. And so with that knowledge, you don't have to buy a bunch of pen on Thoth. You can go away and get away with a lot of like power, because his passive, there's I think not base pen, but passive pen, percentage pen. Yeah. Like I think it's only like 5 to 15, if I believe. I could be wrong, and don't quote me on all this, but I did read it, and I was like, huh, I didn't know that. I didn't know his passive gives you pen. So that's why I would like read the abilities, because it could be just a refresher for some people. Also, it is kind of like somewhat lore into it. So the video is the lore series. But I think I wasn't too clear on that, so people would just like skip through it anyways. That's why I have the option like, hey, if you want to watch this, you can skip through it. Because I don't want to just like, yeah, just here's all the information, and then people watch it and they're like, wait, this is not what the title says. I thought it was Smite Lore, you know, and they get confused, upset, blah blah, and then they click off. Oh yeah, when I talk about the theories and the mythologies and all that, I'm not an expert at any of that kind of area at all. Like I'm not an expert at all of that. Of that. It's not like I'm gonna be an expert once I read all this. It's more like once I read it, I'll try to convey the most accurate story to what goddesses or the stories and like that's associated with them. So I don't know. I probably that probably really sounds pretty. So the future of Smite is gonna be I'm gonna keep uploading. I'm not gonna do updates like I'm not gonna do like new guy there's an update or like the new guy because the new guy comes out probably like tomorrow I think because when I recorded this yeah so in this recording it's December 10th so yeah, tomorrow is gonna be the next batch. I'm not gonna like do like an update because there's so many other YouTubers that do that. And I don't want that. The thing with my channel is like I don't want to be a copy and paste because, you know, if I put two videos side by side, how can you tell which one's mine? You know, if I'm doing the same thing, it's just going to be a copy and paste, and I didn't want that. So, so yeah, that's the reason why I make my own content and try to make it as unique as possible, and it's more memorable that way. Dude, I can't speak right now. Oh, okay, so I got the wrong axe, and because I had to look back on Ravana's axe and my axe, I think in this video I was like stopped and read both of them for a second, and the one with Ravana, he got the right axe. I should have got the one that he has. Because I thought when I first read it, and that's the thing, like I was saying, like I've read it so fast that I didn't understand it correctly. Yeah, I should have got his axe because I thought it said only 2 structures, but it actually affects enemies as well. So, anyways, that's gonna be the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll catch you in the next. Bye bye.